Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT May 8th, 2019 review. And sorry about last week, but I was extremely tired from work. I really wanted to take a break from wrestling overall. And I just decided to call it a week off from NXT and catch that episode with Kushida against Cassius Ohno at another time. Probably will watch that over the weekend. I might do the review on that as well, just to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on that episode, how it went, and how everything I felt went all together with that show. This show was a very solid show. No promos, hardly at all. There was one thing about the Viking Raiders, which I can't believe they changed the fucking name from the War Raiders to the Viking Raiders on NXT. I don't know why they didn't leave it the way it was on NXT, but for whatever reason, they decided to change it on NXT as well, from War Raiders to Viking Raiders, which makes no sense to me. Why would you call them the Viking Raiders? The Raiders and the Vikings are like two fucking different things. Yes, they both travel in the sea and all that jazz. One's up north, the other's in the Atlantic and whatever, or in the Pacific Ocean like the Raiders do, I guess you could say. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't make any sense. The gimmick absolutely sucks. I don't like it, and I know everybody else does not like the name change to the War Raiders. I think it's an absolute joke and a travesty all in itself. But there was 3 solid, good matchups that was on this event that I actually enjoyed very much. The Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim was a solid opener to this show. I actually felt that the whole situation with Bianca Belair still saying she's undefeated is a complete crock of shit. She shouldn't be walking around saying that anymore. She's not undefeated. She officially tapped out to the rear naked choke. Okay? I don't know if that rear naked choke broke a couple of brain cells in her brain or killed a couple of brain cells in her brain or whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, Bianca Belair is not undefeated. 100% she tapped out. So at this point, she's a loser. She's at least lost one match. And her tapping out explains that. But her matchup with Mia Yim was a solid opener to this show. I enjoyed it. I loved the ending. I thought it was completely crazy how she used her own long-ass ponytail, wrapped it around a rope to prevent freaking Mia Yim from kicking out to a schoolboy pin. I thought that was a fucking unbelievable move on Bianca Belair's part. I thought that was a fantastic idea by NXT Creative to end that match that way. She kept getting caught with her hands on the rope, so instead she wrapped her hair around the rope to prevent herself from losing the hold of the pin. Loved it. Thought it was a perfect way of ending it. Very unique and different to a wrestling matchup, especially for a heel-like tactic like that. So, all props to Bianca Belair and that whole setup at the end of that match. The rest of it was just an okay, solid matchup. 3 out of 5 stars, most definitely. Then we had Raul Mendoza versus Riddick Moss, which these two guys are not even remotely that popular or even hardly used. I know Raul Mendoza was actually used as a jobber at one point for a couple of wrestlers that have come up into the NXT through the independent wrestling scene. He's been a guy that's been suffering losses to those people, and this time around, they actually have him win this matchup against Riddick Moss, who actually had suffered an Achilles heel injury, keeping him out of action for almost a year, from what the announcers were saying. This matchup, straight up, was even better than the opener. And these guys aren't hardly used. They're not main They're not the main course of the show. They're not really all that used that much. Raul, like I said, was a jobber for a couple of matches I've seen, but he came into this match looking like a 5-star wrestler. I mean, I'm not saying this match was a 5-star match, but there's a couple of people that I would be very interested in seeing Raul Mendoza face, such as Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Andre Cien, Rey Mysterio. Those are some guys that I think he would work well with. And most of all, Ricochet. I can't forget his name in that mix of people that I've thrown in there. I would love to see Raul Mendoza face Ricochet. But this matchup was a very good one as well. I give this match a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Raul Mendoza actually picks up a solid victory at the end. He does a leap off the top rope with a corkscrew type finisher and hits his finishing maneuver and gets the 1, 2, 3. Very good match. The Viking Raiders were shown in a promo video that they were attacked in the parking lot, and it was showing that the Forgotten Sons are wanting to go after these tag team titles. Now, there's being mentioned that the Viking Raiders are going to announce their future in NXT for right now, since they are on the main roster, and give the audience a update on what they're doing at this point as NXT Tag Team Champions. Now, I really hope that they at least have a not a go home, but a retirement matchup from the NXT roster where they defend the NXT titles and lose them to a deserving tag team. Now, granted, like SmackDown's tag team division, the same thing goes for NXT's tag team division. NXT's tag team division has gone straight to hell. There is no tag teams. At least anything that's predominantly worth watching or has been used properly on their show. They have like 2 teams, the fucking Street Profits and the Forgotten Sons. Oh yeah, and the Undisputed Era, who's now going through a fucking downward spiral with their faction, with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, which brings me to the main event. This main event by Matt Riddle and Adam Cole, holy shit, what a fucking awesome main event. NXT TakeOver quality matchup, 100% in your fucking face. Oh my god, I'm giving this match a 4.5 out of 5 stars because this match lived up to a main event NXT TakeOver matchup. I mean, it was freaking unbelievable. This guy, Matt Riddle, went through the ringer with Adam Cole, and Adam Cole couldn't put him away. He couldn't put this man away at all. Super kick after super kick, a last shot. Nothing worked on Matt Riddle. They made him look like $1 million. But at the same time, I think that was a mistake. No offense to Matt Riddle. I think Matt Riddle deserves this kind of win. But with the downward spiral that Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era is in right now, I think they kind of needed this win more than Matt Riddle needed it. Matt Riddle's been on a tear of late and has been winning matches. And even in one matchup against Velveteen Dream where he lost, didn't even really hurt him any in momentum. He looked great in that match and he almost won the match nonetheless. This matchup would have been very similar to that situation. So I didn't see that him losing this matchup to Adam Cole right now would have been a big hurt to him or his build with his character. I think that would have helped the Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. Now, granted, the way this was positioned, it doesn't look like the entire faction's under any kind of friction with one another. It looks more like it's just centered around Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. Now, if you really look at it, the original setup pieces of the Undisputed Era was Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. Those were the original guys that came in as the Undisputed Era faction. Roderick Strong just kind of later put himself in there because I guess he just wanted to be part of something that was a winning team at the time. Right now, the Undisputed Era is in absolute shambles and are really not recovering from all the losses they've been accumulating over the last couple of months. Since the beginning of this year, 2019 has not been their year. Most definitely. They need to get this team in cohesive unit and get them back to the way they were, because I, myself, want to see them covered in gold like they made Adam Cole say in early 2019. This needs to happen by around the SummerSlam weekend. I feel that these guys deserve to have all championship belts. Johnny Gargano, on the other hand, I think they need to give him a couple of title defenses under his belt before he loses the championship at the NXT TakeOver event in the SummerSlam weekend. I think he needs to have like 3 or 4 championship matches and defend it and look really solid. So he can have claim that he had a legit title run as the NXT World Champion before dropping it to Adam Cole. Because I think by August, Adam Cole needs to become the World Heavyweight Champion in NXT. That is my solid prediction. That's my way of looking at it. I kind of feel that is what needs to happen. But this matchup, the reason why Roderick Strong and Adam Cole kind of had some friction at the end of this matchup is Adam Cole felt that he needed to do this match on his own. Roderick Strong just came down to the ring for like emotional support, I guess, by the time this match was coming to an end. And it just seems coincidental that every single time that Adam Cole is in a matchup and Roderick Strong's right there during the matchup, he seems to lose. So he's starting to develop some kind of suspicion that he's bad luck. He's not exactly something that he needs around him anymore. And it's just kind of looking like they're slowly deteriorating away from Roderick Strong. And Adam Cole and the rest of the Undisputed Era are going to push him out of the group altogether. I guess that's where they're going with this, which I wouldn't have a problem with. I did mention last year even when Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong were the NXT Tag Team Champions. I did mention that Roderick Strong was starting to make some mistakes in those tag team matches during the Mustache Mountain matchups that they had, that he was making accidental hits on Kyle O'Reilly and almost costing them the titles, which one match they did lose the titles, and then he gained them back even though he made a mistake in that second matchup. So, with all that being said, Roderick Strong definitely does look like the weak link in the group. Regardless of what Roderick Strong's doing in these matchups, he's not exactly doing anything to cost Adam Cole or anyone in these matchups their matches. It's just that every time he's there, he's like a sore thumb. He's bad luck to the guy in the ring. So, with that being said, Roderick Strong needs to be cut from the group. There only needs to be 3 guys, and those 3 guys are Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and Bobby Fish. That's all they need on these for the Undisputed Era. That's the original team that came in. That's what the original team needs to come out, leaving the NXT roster going into the WWE main roster. God help them. Wherever they go, Raw or SmackDown. At this point, Raw and SmackDown are both shitbag shows. I mean, I was talking to my friend Matthew. He even mentioned that he was going to stop watching Monday Night Raw this past Monday. He was watching it. He got so sick and tired of watching it. He just decided, fuck it, I ain't even watching. I'm going to go do something better with myself than sit here and fucking torment myself watching a shitty-ass Monday Night Raw episode. Me, I spent the entire Monday night watching a series of fucking good-ass comedy movies and just chilling and relaxing. I am just so fucking fed up with the WWE main roster's horrible booking skills and just their overall build towards these matches and what they are doing. I mean, Granted, I did see that they put on 2 WWE Championship matches on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. And I won't deny, I like seeing championship title matches, but give us something to build towards with those title matches on these Raw and SmackDown episodes that you're going to throw out there so people have an interest to go and see in it. This whole, let's throw a fucking title match in there just at random, just for the hell of it, doesn't make value to the championship or bring any prestige to it, nor does it get anybody interested in fucking watching it. So, there you go. If you don't have it advertised that there's going to be a WWE Championship match with some kind of, interest between the two characters wanting to go after the fucking title, then who's going to fucking care? Nobody. Just like I don't, and probably all the people that watch my episodes feel the same way. Anyway, that was just my little rant on the WWE main roster, since the WWE NXT roster is part of the fucking WWE altogether. Bottom line is, guys, I am happy to watch NXT episodes. I am not happy to watch WWE main roster shit on the modern day, in live action. I don't care to watch it live. Just before I was watching the NXT episode tonight, I actually took the time and I watched the April 8th episode that was just released on the WWE Network. And I watched the Monday Night Raw episode. I'll tell you this much. If anybody doesn't like watching the damn WWE main roster on TV with the commercials and all that, watch it a month behind. It's not even worth your time sitting there and fucking watching it live anyway. You got all these fucking dumbass commercials. The matches, if you're not interested in watching the match, at least you can fucking skip through it. It probably drags it down to an hour and 30 minutes of an episode, as if you're watching a 2-hour episode of back in the day, and that's it. I mean, this is just mind-numbing and tormenting myself just to sit through a fucking live action event with WWE's main roster. I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's just fucking boring, and it's stupid as hell. And I'm going to go on record in saying this, and I will mention this in my preview and predictions video for Money in the Bank pay-per-view. If Becky Lynch loses both championships to Charlotte and Lacey Evans, I will not be watching any of the pay-per-views anymore live or giving you guys a review on it. Because every fucking time I come on here and I bitch and I moan about this damn product, it ain't making any changes, it ain't creating any kind of fucking excitement towards this company to make any major push to do better for themselves. So why should I care watching it live? I mean, I can get through a pay-per-view once a month and give you guys my overall feelings on it. But to sit through and watch Becky Lynch after winning a fucking both the Raw and Women's Championships and losing it to 2 blonde chicks, I'm sorry. I can't do it. That is favoritism at its finest. And I will not stand for that. I'm sorry. Becky Lynch needs to retain one belt and lose the other. Now, if you want to really go heavy duty with Becky Lynch and get a big time pop and make her look really good, make her retain both belts. But making her lose both of them, I ain't buying. I ain't playing with that. I don't like that. I think that's bullshit. And if there's going to be a woman that takes the title from her, let it be Charlotte, because at least she's legitimate, where she's earned her spot being there in the first place. She knows how to wrestle. She has her mistakes. She needs to work on a couple of things, but she still looks legitimate. She can go toe for toe with freaking Becky Lynch in the ring. But there ain't no shot in hell you're going to make me buy into Lacey Evans being the chick that can beat Becky Lynch in just one matchup. I'm sorry. Actually, second matchup, because she did face somebody to win that number one contendership to go on to the pay-per-view for a one-on-one matchup. Now, I don't know if Lacey Evans has had any other matchups since then, and I really don't care. It don't matter. she doesn't deserve to be a women's champion yet. Now, in a year's time, they got her looking really good in a year's time. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. But right now, no fucking way. You want to do a test run with her and see how she does in a major setup? That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. They did that with John Cena against Brock Lesnar in 2003 at Backlash. I didn't see anything wrong with that. But you're going to have her beat fucking Becky Lynch after she just recently won the title and this woman's done nothing? Now, I got a problem with that. Major problem. Anyway, guys, leave your comments and opinions down below. You just got a little bit of my overall preview, predictions, and feelings going into Money in the Bank. I will provide you guys that later on this weekend, and also a random wrestling episode, random wrestling talk episode coming up this weekend as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night. Leave your comments and opinions down below. Hit the like button if you liked the video, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to this channel. Have a great night, guys. Bye.